Welcome back to the Random Game Room for part 2 of my game pickups from America. Every game in this video is either exclusive to the US or didn't get a European release, and is the byproduct of some holiday game hunting last summer. Let's kick things off with Grandia 3, which was released for the PlayStation 2 in 2006. There's an immediate charm to the game that is embodied by a man in an airplane chucking a watermelon at a fellow pilot in the opening video. The story focuses on Yuki, who dreams of becoming a famous pilot like his idol, the legendary Sky Captain Schmidt. It's clear from the outset that this is a JRPG with a lot of personality, and I was really happy to add this to my collection. Pirates Legend of the Black Buccaneer is another 2006 PS2 release, and this is a fairly random adventure game that follows the story of Francis Blade, who finds himself shipwrecked on an island under the influence of a demon goddess. This kind of feels like a budget Tomb Raider game, as you'll be firing pistols, swinging swords, leaping, climbing and solving puzzles. However, unlike Tomb Raider, about 10 minutes into the game, Francis finds an amulet that allows him to transform into a more powerful entity known as the Black Buccaneer. It's an unusual turn of events, but it doesn't seem to concern Francis much, as you'll immediately return to fighting monkeys and jumping across ledges. As low budget as this game feels, there might actually be a fun adventure here for people who can look past the clunky controls and combat. NASCAR Unleashed is an arcade racer released for the PS3 in 2011, and it's clear that developer Firebrand Games tried to do something a little different with the license. This game definitely draws some inspiration from the Burnout series, as you'll be powering up boost bars by taking out opponents as you hurtle around tracks at eyeball-bursting speeds. In fact, the cars move a little too fast, which can at times make them difficult to control, and other times break the game entirely. Add to that the sheer number of opponents on screen, an almost blinding boost, and the need to manage car damage while an annoying commentator throws random additional challenges at you mid-race, and this is a game that simply just has too much going on.
Check it out! New challenge!
If they had dropped a few elements of the gameplay, they might have had a fun racer on their hands. As it is, this is just a bit of a headache to play.
Wow! I really thought you'd be able to do that challenge!
WTF Work Time Fun is a 2006 game developed by Sony and D3 for the PSP. It's a collection of minigames that sees the player performing different tasks in order to earn money, which can be used in slot machines for the chance to win more minigames. I was expecting a sort of WarioWare type of experience, but the actual games on offer here carry none of the charm and fun of Nintendo's series.
Idiot!
One particularly painful game had me putting lids on a never-ending conveyor belt of pens until I got fed up and stopped. The cover of the game features a cartoon of a man in a great amount of distress, and never has cover art been more emblematic of the gameplay experience. I think they may have got the meaning of the acronym wrong for this game's title. We get a lot of NBA games in Europe, but one that never graced our shores was NBA Baller's Chosen One, released on the PlayStation 3 in 2008. The game purports to let the player experience the lifestyle of an NBA superstar, and the career mode is structured around episodes of a TV series hosted by rapper and pen flipper extraordinaire Chuck D.
Let's go, y'all, let's go!
Once you create a player, it's time to take to the court in a series of one-on-one battles. Now, maybe I just didn't know what I was doing, but I found the gameplay and controls pretty cumbersome, though that didn't stop me from sinking basket after basket. Not being an NBA superstar myself, I can't say whether or not this game accurately reflects the sport or lifestyle, but for their sake, I really hope it doesn't. Harvest Moon Save the Homeland is a 2001 entry into the popular farming series for the PlayStation 2. Having played some of the other games in the series, I was familiar with the core gameplay mechanics of planting seeds, watering crops and interacting with local villagers and shopkeepers. What's different about this Harvest Moon game is the inclusion of magical sprites and a harvest goddess who plead with the protagonist to save the farm and prevent the whole area from being turned into a theme park. The gameplay loop in these games can be really fun, and this is a game I'm eager to play more of. However, I couldn't really decide whether I found the game's graphical style charming or a little bit bland. Tokyo Xtreme Racer Drift is another game in the Tokyo Xtreme Racer series and was released on the PlayStation 2 in 2006. It has a cumbersome yet compelling career mode featuring different race activities that range from drift challenges to nighttime races against rivals. The controls feel a little counterintuitive at first, but after a few events I was starting to get the hang of things. The gameplay is fun and I had to force myself to stop playing in order to move on and capture footage from the other games in this video. One thing to note, however, is the unusual and eclectic soundtrack featured in the game. One piece of music in particular changed the replay of my race into something closer resembling a horror movie. Heavy Fire Afghanistan is an on-rails arcade shooter released on PlayStation 3 in 2011. This is a game that tries to ground itself in real-world military combat, but the monotone opening does little to excite.
It was my 7th birthday when my father asked me who I wanted to be when I grow up. Without hesitation, I told him I want to be a Marine.
The gameplay follows suit, as guns sound underwhelming and enemies practically line up to get shot, waiting patiently for you to guide the targeting reticle to their location. This game can be played using the Move controllers and PlayStation Eye camera, and I'm assuming this would enhance the experience, but playing with just a controller feels pretty dull.
There is a new home for Yankee baseball in the Bronx, New Yankee Stadium, as it'll be the site for this edition of Major League Baseball presented by The Show.
I'm ending this video in the same way I ended part 1, with me trying and failing to play a baseball game. This time it's MLB 10 The Show, Sony's acclaimed baseball series. Even with my limited knowledge of baseball, I can still recognise that there's a well-made game here, but my first home run looks like it's a long way off.
And that is as fundamentally unsound a swing as I've ever seen.
So that's it. Let me know in the comments if you like these kinds of videos, as I have a bag of games that came home with me from Japan in 2018 that might be fun to take a look at. Thanks for watching, please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll be back again soon with another video from the Random Game Room.